Did you know that in the genealogy of Jesus, there is something much deeper hidden than just a list of names? A story that many call simple, but that actually carries powerful mysteries and lessons about how God works in the lives of those we least expect. In Matthew, we find the genealogy of Jesus, where the names of men are expected, but surprisingly, there are 5 women. And these women are not just passive figures in the story, they have significant, challenging, and impactful roles in God's plan. But what do these women have in common? Why, in a society where women were rarely mentioned in genealogies, were they chosen to appear alongside great men like Abraham, David, and others? What do these stories have to teach us about God, about faith, and about our own lives? How did they, with their experiences of pain, rejection, and even scandals, become key players in the salvation plan? These women were not prominent figures. They were not powerful, nor were they surrounded by privilege or social status. But curiously, it is precisely for this reason that their stories are so incredible. They were not the people the world would choose. However, God, in a surprising and contrary way to human standards, chose these women to be part of his Son's lineage. And along this journey, we will discover how their stories not only challenged the conventions of their time, but also showed what true faith is, even in the most difficult circumstances. These stories are not about perfection. They are about transformation, about how, even in the darkest moments, God can use broken lives to fulfill his purpose. Get ready to hear about women who defied the impossible, women who trusted in God when everything seemed lost. And most importantly, we will understand what God teaches us through their lives. Throughout this video, you will see that the genealogy of Jesus goes far beyond a simple list of names. It is a living proof that God's plan is much greater than we imagine. So, let's begin, and the first story we're going to tell will surprise you. The first woman in the genealogy of Jesus is Tamar. Her story begins unexpectedly in a time when honor and status were defined by marriage and the continuation of the family line. Tamar was a widow, without children, and her future seemed uncertain. In that time, a woman without a husband and without children had few prospects, but Tamar's courage was something that defied all expectations. She did not let herself fall into sadness or accept despair. She knew that she needed to fight to ensure the continuation of her husband's lineage, and this led her to make a bold decision. The story of Tamar is not a common widow's story. When her husband passed away, according to the tradition of her time, the next son of Judah was supposed to marry her to continue the lineage of her deceased husband. But when it was time for Judah's youngest son, he didn't fulfill his promise. He rejected her, and Tamar found herself alone again. But instead of accepting this rejection, Tamar did something surprising. She used her intelligence and boldness to change the course of her life. Disguised as a prostitute, she placed herself in Judah's path when he was traveling. He, not recognizing Tamar, met her and slept with her. Tamar's boldness was the key to her survival, as she knew that without children she would have no voice, and without the continuation of her husband's lineage, her name would be erased. When Judah found out that she was pregnant, he was ready to condemn her. But Tamar, without fear, did something unexpected. She showed Judah's personal belongings as proof of who the father of the child was. And it was at that moment that Tamar's courage shone. Judah, ashamed and repentant, had to admit his fault. He recognized that his rejection of Tamar was unjust, and in the end, the lineage of his son continued with Tamar. She had 2 sons, and from one of them, Perez, came the lineage of the great King David, and later from David came Jesus. Tamar not only challenged the norms of society, she showed that when God has a purpose, nothing can stop its fulfillment. Tamar, with her courage and faith, teaches us that no matter how difficult the situation, we cannot give up. Her story is a reminder that God can use the most unlikely situations to fulfill his plans. And through Tamar, we see that true courage is not only in fighting against external difficulties, but in knowing that, with faith, we can overcome even the greatest challenges in life. Tamar was an essential part of Jesus' genealogy, and her story continues to speak to us, reminding us that God can turn our difficulties into victories. The second woman in the genealogy of Jesus is Rahab, and her story is as surprising as Tamar's. Rahab was not an Israelite, but a Canaanite, and even worse, she was known to be a prostitute. In the eyes of the Israelites, she was the last person who could have any important role in the story of the Messiah. But just as God chose Tamar to be part of his lineage, he also chose Rahab. But why would a woman with such a marked past be included in the divine plan? When the Israelite spies were sent to Jericho, Rahab knew the fate of her city was sealed. She knew the Israelites were coming and destruction was inevitable. But unlike the other residents who closed themselves off in fear, Rahab made a choice. She hid the spies, risking her own life, and when the king of Jericho sent soldiers to capture them, Rahab lied and protected them. What led Rahab to make this risky decision? The answer lies in her faith. When she spoke to the spies, she revealed the reason for her courage. "I know that the Lord has given you this land," she said. She knew about God's miracles, the crossing of the Red Sea, and the victories of Israel. Rahab didn't just believe in God's deeds, she chose to trust in him, even though she hadn't seen any of the miracles with her own eyes. She believed, not because of evidence, but because of faith. Rahab's faith was rewarded in a surprising way. When the walls of Jericho fell, Rahab's house, marked by a red cord, was the only one that wasn't destroyed. And more than that, she was saved along with her family. What seemed like simple protection for her house turned into a sign of mercy and salvation. But Rahab's story doesn't end there. She was integrated into the people of Israel and married Salmon, an Israelite. Together, they had a son named Boaz, who would become the grandfather of King David. From prostitute to matriarch of Jesus' lineage, Rahab's story is a testimony of how God can transform lives, regardless of the past. God does not look at our origin, but at our heart. And through Rahab's faith, he fulfilled his plan of salvation. Now let's talk about Ruth, the third woman in the genealogy of Jesus. Ruth was not an Israelite, but a Moabite. Her story begins in a time of great suffering. She lost her husband, and her life, just like Naomi, her mother-in-law, seemed hopeless. Without children, without a husband, and with no family to support her, Ruth was about to face loneliness in a world that offered few options for women like her. But in the midst of her pain, Ruth made a choice that would change her life and the course of history. When Naomi, her mother-in-law, decided to return to Bethlehem after the death of her sons, Ruth had two options: follow her mother-in-law to a foreign land or stay in Moab, where everything was familiar. Ruth's decision was clear. Where you go, I will go. Where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God. These words of Ruth were not just a promise of loyalty, but a declaration of faith. She was willing to leave everything she knew, her land, her family, to follow Naomi and trust in the God of Israel. This choice wasn't easy, and Ruth had no guarantees that her life would be better. However, she trusted in God, and by doing so, God guided her. In Bethlehem, Ruth went to work in the fields, gathering the fallen stalks from the bundles, a practice allowed by the law to help the poor. It was there that she met Boaz, a respected and wealthy man who showed generosity towards her. Boaz, upon noticing Ruth's faithfulness, became interested in her, and her story turned into a story of love and redemption. The most surprising thing is that Ruth, a Moabite woman, was integrated into the people of Israel and became a fundamental part of the lineage of Jesus. Her courage and faith led her to a marriage with Boaz, and they had a son named Obed, who was the grandfather of King David. Ruth teaches us that often courage is not about doing great deeds, but about making the right choices with faith and loyalty, even when the future is uncertain. Now we come to the story of Bathsheba, a woman whose life was marked by pain, loss, and scandals, but also by redemption and transformation. Bathsheba entered the biblical narrative in a tragic way when King David, at the height of his power, saw her while she was bathing on her terrace. David, overcome by desire, sent for her, and the story that follows is one of the hardest in the Bible. Bathsheba, married to Uriah, a faithful soldier of David, was forced to submit to the king's power, which caused a great scandal. But Bathsheba's suffering didn't end there. When she found out she was pregnant, David tried to cover up the sin by bringing Uriah back home, hoping he would think the child was his. But Uriah, being a man of principles, refused to enjoy the comfort of his home while his companions were at war. David then made an even darker decision. He ordered Uriah to be placed at the front line of battle, and after his death, he took Bathsheba as his wife. The weight of this sin was great, but even in the shadows, God was at work. God did not ignore David's mistake. He sent the prophet Nathan to confront him, and through that confrontation, David acknowledged his sin and repented. However, the consequences were painful. The child that Bathsheba had with David died shortly after being born, but even in the midst of the pain, God did not abandon Bathsheba. She gave birth to another son, Solomon, who would become one of the greatest kings of Israel, known for his wisdom. The story of Bathsheba reminds us that even in the most complicated situations, God can bring something good. He does not ignore suffering, but uses our experiences of pain to lead us to a greater purpose. Bathsheba was not defined by the scandal, but by the restoration that God brought to her life. She was included in the genealogy of Jesus, and her son Solomon became a pillar in the lineage that would lead to the Messiah. Bathsheba teaches us that even in the midst of suffering, the grace of God can restore and transform any situation. Now we come to the last woman in the genealogy of Jesus, Mary. Her story is unique and different from the others, as she did not face the type of scandal or public shame that the other women encountered. However, Mary's courage was equally great. She was just a young woman from Nazareth, a simple and insignificant village. She was about to marry Joseph, a righteous man, when something extraordinary happened. The angel Gabriel appeared to Mary and announced that she would conceive the Son of God, the Savior. The announcement of Gabriel was surprising, but the most surprising thing was Mary's response. She did not question the impossible. She did not ask how this would be possible, but instead she said, "Here am I, the servant of the Lord. Let it be with me according to your word." In a time when pregnancy outside of marriage could mean shame and even death, Mary accepted God's calling with unwavering faith and courage. She fully submitted to the divine will, even without knowing what the future held for her. Mary's journey was not easy. She faced society's judgment, the misunderstanding of Joseph, and the pain of watching her son grow and face opposition. But Mary was there for Jesus at every moment, from the birth in the stable to his crucifixion. Her courage wasn't just in being the mother of Jesus, but in walking alongside her son in the mission that God entrusted to him, even when it meant suffering with him. Mary's courage was witnessed in the most difficult moment of her life, when she saw her son being crucified. She was there, at the foot of the cross, watching the death of Jesus, her son, the Savior of the world. Her pain was immeasurable, but she remained steadfast. Mary teaches us that true courage is not only about facing big challenges, but about trusting in God and obeying Him, even when the path is painful and misunderstood. These 5 women, with their stories of courage, faith, and transformation, teach us that God looks beyond appearances and is not limited by human standards. He chooses those who are often forgotten by society and uses them to accomplish great things. The genealogy of Jesus is a testimony of how he can turn pain into purpose and redemption, and show us that, regardless of our origin, God can include us in his plan. If you've been inspired by these stories of faith and courage, share with us in the comments what touched you the most and what these women represent to you. And if you haven't yet subscribed to the Disciples of the Bible channel, subscribe now so you don't miss any more stories like this. Leave a like and share this video with those who need to be reminded that God's grace can transform any life. Thank you for following along until now. May the story of these women continue to inspire your journey of faith. See you in the next video.